Homelessness was a chief concern for Mayor John Franklin throughout your campaigns and your tenure. How satisfied are you with progress?
Well, I'm very satisfied with what we've done in Vista. What we've done in Vista has made a huge difference for the people that we're serving. We've built one of the finest navigation centers. We don't call it a shelter because it's not a place that people go to live. It's a place that we want people to spend ideally 30 days or less navigating their way to a permanent housing solution. You know, the problem with the homelessness issue is that it's not just the city of Vista issue. You talked about the increase. I mean, next door in San Marcos, they had a 1,600% increase. Oceanside had a tremendous increase. Countywide, we had a very sharp increase in homelessness. So the people move from one jurisdiction to the other. And of course, people without homes are not thinking about jurisdictional lines, which is why I just finished a meeting this morning with Jim Desmond and Mayor Dane White, and talking about regional solutions, not only for homelessness, but also for mental health. We have to approach these problems from a regional point of view. And that's one of the reasons that I've decided to run for supervisor, is because we need leadership at the county level on these issues.
So to what do you attribute that increase in unhoused people in Vista?
Well, I think it's less what we've done in Vista than what we've done in the region. And primarily, one of the things I talk about frequently is conservatorship. I think you and I have talked about that before. 5 years ago, we had 1,300 people in conservatorship. Today, we have 6,600 unhoused people on the streets of San Diego County. We today, according to Luke Bergman, the chief mental health officer and county conservator, we have just 380 people. San Francisco, combined city-county, has 11 times the number of people per capita in conservatorship that we do.
So you see conservatorship as a solution?
It's a vital tool. Let me explain why. We don't need to put every homeless person in conservatorship. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, if conservatorship is not an option for those people who are too sick to know that they're sick, today, when we approach someone living in an encampment, and statistically, we've approached the people living in Vista, 170 unhoused, we've approached them a statistical average of 20 times apiece. When we approach them, we offer them two choices. Come with us voluntarily to the shelter. Get some help. We've got a great shelter, and we've got great programs and great, wonderful, loving people. The other option, unfortunately, for too long, has been, or make a choice to stay right here, even if it's not really a choice of their own making. Those should not be the two choices. The two choices must be, come with us voluntarily and accept the help we're offering. But if you're not well enough mentally to accept that help, we're going to take the fact that you're living unhoused as prima facie evidence of the fact that you're mentally not well, you're suffering from a mental disorder, or what the National Association of Psychologists and Psychiatrists, NAMI, calls addiction to narcotic drugs, a mental disorder. And we're going to get you the help you need on an involuntary basis. A very small number of people need involuntary assistance, but if the option is A, come with us voluntarily, or B, stay right where you are, we are not going to continue to solve the problem. It will continue to get worse countywide. If the dynamic changes to take the help voluntarily or go involuntarily, how many more people would say yes to the voluntary assistance if they knew a decline would lead to involuntary treatment?
Whether it's voluntary or involuntary, does Vista have the resources to treat everyone?
You know, we don't have the resources to house or treat everyone if they all came off the streets today. I wish that was the problem. We've spent many millions of dollars. We've spent billions of dollars in San Diego County, and the state auditor said we spent $24 billion. And let me tell you, to the people who say, and the state auditor says, she doesn't know where the money went. I know where it went. We have a payroll of 32 people reaching out to individuals, asking them and offering numerous times with a statistical decline rate of 94%. Now, what does it cost to hire somebody that works for city or county government? You're looking at about $100,000 a year all in with benefits. It's very expensive. You start to see where the dollars are going. They're going into what some have rightfully dubbed the homelessness industrial complex, the ever-growing and ever larger organization of collective groups that are serving the needs of the homeless, but they're not curing the source of the problem. And we have to ask ourselves why, when we continue to spend billions and billions more dollars every year in this state does the problem get worse and worse. We all know what Einstein said the definition of insanity was: doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It won't change until our approach does.
Mayor Todd Gloria here in San Diego has called on leaders of other municipalities to step up their efforts on sheltering and addressing homelessness. How is Vista holding up?
Vista is leading the way, bar none. I'm proud to tell you, Vista has punched way above its weight. I joined with Jim Desmond. I voted against Republicans that didn't want a crisis stabilization center, CSU. We were the first in Vista. Jim Desmond led the way on that, and I negotiated with him for a year. I got additional policing for Vista as a negotiating tool. I got an agreement from all law enforcement that they would not be able to drop individuals, 5150s, who are on mental health hold at our facility in Vista unless they were accepted for treatment. They would have to be returned to their jurisdiction by law enforcement if they weren't accepted. And most important, this is the key. I made an agreement with Supervisor Desmond that ours would be the first, but it would not be the last. The agreement was that there would be 8 countywide, that Vista would not become a dumping ground. When I spoke to the mayor of Escondido this morning, he rightfully said they're concerned about a proposal to build as many as 100 treatment beds in Escondido because there's talk of people coming from LA County and Riverside County. We don't want people from Los Angeles and Riverside County being treated here. And frankly, the people in LA County who are the sons, daughters, and parents of these individuals should want them to be treated in Los Angeles County. We need treatment, and treatment should happen in the communities where individuals live and originate from. Vista should have, and we do, and we're proud to have enough beds to treat those who live in Vista, but Escondido should be able to treat Escondido's population and Oceanside's population without inviting the entire population of the county to come to Oceanside.
Okay, I want to jump in and pivot to immigration quickly. Tell me why you support an effort in Sacramento to reform the state's sanctuary policy, and do you think it really has a chance in the supermajority Democratic State House?
No, the supermajority in Sacramento probably wants nothing to do with it, but you know, the supermajority in Sacramento, they passed SB 54. SB 54, known as the Sanctuary State Law, it said if you're a convicted murderer, if you're a convicted rapist, if you're a convicted child molester, you don't have protection from the Sanctuary State Law. Most people don't realize that. What we're talking about here in 2023, Sheriff Martinez handed over 23 serious felons, people who were convicted of murder, who were convicted of rape. When we say murder and rape, this is not the throwback to Donald Trump calling Mexicans murderers and rapists, which is what the ACLU is trying to imply that we're doing. We are literally talking about people who have been convicted of rape and convicted of murder, and they will be returned to the immigrant communities that they victimized unless we deport them. And last thing, next week I'm going to have the honor of swearing in a friend of mine who's becoming a new United States citizen. We love our immigrants. We love those who come here lawfully. But you know something? My friend right now, who has not yet become a citizen, he's still on his visa. And everyone who's come here lawfully and done it the right way, if they commit a crime, they will be deported. And not just a serious crime. If they commit a felony or a serious misdemeanor crime, they too will be deported. Why are we treating all of our lawful immigrants with a different standard than we treat our illegal immigrants?
Quickly, what would the impacts of reforming SB 54 be on Vista specifically?
Well, SB 54 should be eliminated altogether. The idea that we're going to protect people who have, number one, come to the country unlawfully, and then in addition to that, have also committed additional crimes. Why? Why are we protecting criminals? I'm not in the protecting criminals business. I'm in the protecting law-abiding citizens business. I don't really have a heart for criminals. Once they've paid their debt to society, I embrace them as my fellow citizens. I embrace that their rights are restored. I would hire them. I would give them a job. I would give them a chance. I would give them the shirt off my back. But I'm not here to protect criminals. I'm here to protect our families. I'm here to protect people because you know what? We're done. We're done with it. We're done with having our stores put out of business by criminals. That's why I stood up an anti-retail theft task force. It's why I led the way with Summer Stephan. I was the first mayor in this county to sign the Prop 36 petition. And that's why 65% of San Diegans voted to make stealing a crime again. We're tired of it. We're tired of being victimized. We're tired of the violent crime. My offices, my personal business offices were burglarized this week, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm a little bit on edge about crime. I've been personally impacted. All the small businesses in my building were all burglarized. And you know what? It affects us every single day in our lives. And why do Californians, and specifically in San Diego and in my city and in North County, we want a safe place to live where the government stands up for those of us who wake up early in the morning and go to do our jobs and work hard to take care of our families. And those who commit crimes and victimize us, I still love them too. I'm a Christian and I believe that God created them in His image just like He created me, and I will do anything to help them recover and be rehabilitated, but I am not going to put their rights and interests ahead of those who abide by the law.
All right, we are out of time. We'll have to leave it there.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
We appreciate
your time. And straight ahead on Politically Speaking.